Well, hello again, boys and girls. It's Mr. Wassman, and today we continue our study of long division by applying what we know of the strategy to a three-digit number. As you can see on this practice sheet, I have several problems that have numbers in the hundreds being divided by single-digit divisors. Okay, so even though the numbers might be getting bigger, the strategy or the process of dividing these numbers remains the same. There's just a repetition of the steps. Okay, so let's take a look at the first problem. 452 being divided by 2. Now, I know that 452 is an even number because it ends in an even digit, 2, which means that when I divide an even number by 2, I'm not going to have any remainders. Okay? So let's start by dividing the hundreds. I have 4 groups of 100 in 452. How many hundreds will go in each group if I split them into 2 groups? Well, I know that 2 times 2 is 4, so that means that I would multiply 2 times 2 to get 4, meaning that I would have 2 hundreds in each of my 2 groups. Now I subtract the difference, 4 minus 4 leaves me at 0, and then I'm going to bring down my 5. And now I repeat the process because when I check the size of my number, 5, compared to my divisor, 2, my divisor is smaller, so I need to repeat the process. So how many groups of 2 can I get out of 5? Well, I know that 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 is bigger than 5. So the best I can do is, again, 2 groups. 2 times 2 is 4. So I'm going to subtract the difference. 5 minus 4 equals 1. Okay. Now, if we were just dividing 45 by 2, our answer would be like this. 22 with a remainder of 1. Okay. But since we are dividing 45 tens, that's what 450 is built from, 45 tens, we keep going because there's a third digit in our number. So I'm going to repeat the process because once I bring down the 2 gets added to my 110 and it becomes 12. And again, 12 is bigger than my divisor, 2, so I repeat the process yet again. So how many groups of 2 can I get out of 12? Now I know that 2 times 6 is 12, so when I multiply 6 times 2 and I subtract the difference, I'm left with nothing. Okay? So my answer, my quotient for this problem, 452 divided by 2 is 226. Now there's a couple ways I can prove that this answer is correct. Because division and multiplication are interrelated, I could create a multiplication problem that proves this to be true. Okay, 226 times 2. Now if I use partial products to solve this problem, I would multiply 200 times 2, 20 times 2, and then 6 times 2. So let's do some calculations. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, so 2 with 2 zeros behind it times 2 would give me 4 with 2 zeros, otherwise known as 400. 2 with 1 0 times 2 is going to give me 4 with 1 0, also known as 40. And of course 6 times 2 is 12. And when I add those 3 partial products together, I get a total of, oh, look at that, 452. So that works. It matches my dividend. Another way I can prove that to be true is because when I multiply any number by 2, it's the same as saying I'm adding that number to itself. Okay, so if I were just to add 226 to 226, 6 plus 6 is 12, carry the 10, 10, 30, 50, and then 200 plus 200 would be 400. So 2 different ways I can prove that my answer is correct. Now let's try another problem. Let's do the one directly underneath it. 516 divided by 4. Okay, so again, I'm going to follow the same process. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, check, and then repeat. The only difference is I'm going to be repeating more than once. Okay? So let's look at 516. How many groups of 400 can I get out of 516? Or how many hundreds can I put into 4 groups if I have 516 to start with? Well, I know that 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8, and that's bigger than my 5. So the best I can do is put one group of 100 in each of my 4 groups. 1 times 4 is 4. Then I subtract 5 minus 4. That gives me a difference of 1. I'm going to bring down the second one in the tens place value, and then I compare my number so far to my divisor. My divisor, 4, is smaller than 11, which means I can get more groups of 4 out of it. So I repeat the process. How many groups of 4 can I get out of 11? Well, again, this is where my skip counting by 4s, or my knowledge of the multiples of 4, or basically my multiplication facts tables comes in real handy, because I know that 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12. 12 is bigger than 11, so that doesn't work. So the best I can do is 2 groups of 4 out of 11, because 4 times 2 is 8. So now I subtract 11 minus 8. It gives me a difference of 3. Again, because I have another digit to bring down, I'm not done. I still have to keep going. So I bring down the 6 to make my 3 tens into 3 tens and 6 ones, otherwise known as 36. And then I repeat the process. How many groups of 4 can I get out of 36? Well, if you know your multiplication facts, you know that 9 times 4 gives you 36. And so when I subtract the difference, I'm left with 0. There's nothing else to bring down. I check my number. That's a remainder of 0. So our answer, our quotient, is 129. So 516 divided into 4 groups gives us 129. Okay, so again, I can prove this answer to be correct by just doing the reverse. I can multiply 129 times 4, and again I would do that. Well, this time let's do it partitioning rectangle style, shall we? 129 is 100 plus 2 tens and 9 ones. If I multiply each one by 4, 4 times 100 is 400. 4 times 20 is 80. 4 times 9 is 36. So then I add those 3 parts together, just like I would in my partial products approach. And it looks like I got my initial dividend of 516. Okay? Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, check, and repeat, or find the remainder. Dad, mom, sister, brother, cousin, rover. Okay? This formula can be applied to any size number that you want to divide, whether it has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or any number of digits. Okay? The larger the dividend just means the more times you're going to repeat the process. Okay? Just like any new skill, it comes with practice. Okay, so practice these other 3 problems and try some on your own. Invent your own problem. Okay, if you have some dice laying around, just roll the dice 3 times to generate a 3-digit number, and then roll the dice one more time to get your divisor. And let's see if you can divide a problem that way. Okay, questions? Well, if you know you have questions, you need to talk to your math teacher, whether that be me or somebody else. Okay, they are here to help you. Okay, so let them know that you need help. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I look forward to speaking with you again. Have a good day.